Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cupid Parasite. Today we're starting a new route, doing Shelby Snail, which is the second recommended route to do after Ryuki. Man, there he is. So we have to start a new game. Apparently, after you do your first route, there's like additional choices, because you can't go after Raoul or Alan in your first playthrough, so yeah, we might see some extra choices. We're still gonna spurn everyone except for Shelby this round. Alright, let's start. Hopefully I'll be able to skip through most of this. Yeah, I think I have my skip settings alright. Use the same name as your previous playthrough. Yes. I think like the only thing that will really be different is we're gonna be going on a date with Shelby instead of Ryuki. So that'll be like the only really real new scene. We might like edit a lot of this out if yeah, the skipping portion is just too long. Alright, yeah, we'll use the same name, Lynette Muir. Bomber. Did we meet Bomber this early? Hello to everyone out there in Los York. Don't you dare touch that dial because it's time for Parasite House. Uh-oh, it's not letting me skip. I'll be your host, everyone's favorite Bomber Chorizo. I'm gonna just keep pressing the skip button until it lets me skip. Hopefully they don't make me play the whole common route again. Just because there's like a few new dialogue boxes. We've got a brand new show lined up for you today. It's all about looking for love. You know what I'm talking about, right? Damn! You can think of it like hunting for marriage, setting out and chasing down a mate like a lion in the savannah. Do they do that? I feel like I've seen too many videos of lionesses like going after the lions when they're in heat, and just like the lions are just, please no, honey. I'm done, please. I'm tired. I've already decided to be permanently unattached. Of course, if any ladies out there want to try and change my mind. Oops. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Like I said, the theme of this show is finding true love. It's still not letting me skip. We were gonna have guys and girls shacking up together, but all the girls dropped out, so now it's just a bunch of dudes. Big ol' sausage fest. Rumor has it, they're a pretty eccentric bunch. What's that mean for the show? You'll just have to stay tuned until the very end. So without further ado, let's get this party started. The Cupid Corporation proudly presents Parasite House. Oh. Is that letting me skip? Yeah, so, maybe I'll check this post-production. If there's like really nothing new, then I'll just cut out all this dialogue that I'm doing. The stage is set. 5 feisty fellas who have failed at finding love, alliteration, are about to fight tooth and nail to find their future wife. And their official tour guide and romance? It's none other than Cupid Corp's most decorated bridal advisor. Hi there, I'm Lynette Muir, the Cupid Corporation's top bridal advisor. Not only that, but she's the youngest person to earn such an honor in the company's entire history. For anyone out there looking for love, why not try your luck with Cupid Corp's revolutionary matchmaking system? Now then, first up, I'd like to introduce Gil Lovecraft, in case we forgot all the characters. Hello there. My name's Gil. After an especially painful breakup, he became known as the Lovelorn Parasite. Let's hope you can overcome your past trauma, my man. I'll try my best. Next up, we have the mysterious Monsieur Essay. More specifically, we got his representative. I smell a serious drama storm brewing on this one. I know, how are we gonna date Shelby? It's all gonna be Owen. Hello, I am Owen Harriet, Monsieur Essay's official representative. I hear he's known as a prestige parasite. There's nothing he cares about more than his own social standing. Which would explain why he sent someone else in his place. But who knows? Maybe someday we'll get to meet the big man himself. Still not letting me skip. Shelby. I love when he just like, when they just show him in the background, just like looks like he has a headache. Next up, we got Ryuki F. Kasayin, the person we dated last time. Not gonna say anything. He's that guy with the cool gaze and the quiet demeanor. A charming young man who's all about a life of fashion, which has earned him the nickname Glamour Parasite. He won't even speak to you if your looks aren't up to snuff. Hell of a workday today. Moving right along, we've got Alan Melville. Greetings, everyone. I am the one and only Alan Melville. He's known as a thieving parasite. Apparently all he's interested in is stealing other people's girls. To any women out there who are in love, come see me at Pillow Luxuria on 9th Avenue to learn what a real man can do. I'll make your dreams come true. Wow. Wow, the thieving parasite's going full throttle right out the gate. But please don't do anything illegal. We can't show that stuff on TV. And finally, for all the guys and gals out there who just love mainstream entertainment, meet a true Sillywood superstar, Roll Aconite. Hey ya. And the crowd goes wild. Everyone in the studio's going nuts. To everyone watching at home, this is the moment you've been waiting for, is it not? Roll Aconite's gonna be starring in the next installment of the always popular movie series, Goddess Upon the Camel. But even this dreamy Sillywood actor has his dark side. Keep a close eye on him, and see if you can figure out just what kind of parasite he is. Now then, let's get things started. It's Cupid Parasite. Yeah, they just announced the game instead of... Skip that. That's always super loud. Fate's Call, a promotion. Okay, this is the first chapter. Can I skip this? Okay, now it's letting me skip. Yay. Skip. So I guess that beginning part was new, right? Because, yeah, I think I remember what happened at the beginning of the common route. I think there was like a press conference looking place where, yeah, they like introduced each character. But yeah, Bomber Chorizo didn't pop up until like many chapters in when they announced the Parasite House. The what's the word I'm looking for? Reality TV show. Minerva. I thought you were Catherine the whole last round, but it was confusing because it kind of have like similar poses. And Venus didn't show up until like the end of Ryuki route. Alright, there's like no choices for a few chapters. I like how the skipping. I more like I don't like how the skipping is a little bit slower. I think Cafe Enchante skipping. It's like it gets stuck sometimes. I feel like when it's like trying to switch portraits, not as smooth. Still fast though. I guess this is. We're doing a little refresher on how we got down here. Skip this little cute little outfit with her crop top. I'm sharing a room with a girl. Oh, he's crashing into stuff. Parasite 5. Okay. Nice. It stopped skipping. So that's what I went through to get here. It's not letting me skip anymore. Is this new? Even the name I'm using now is just something I came up with on the spot, based on a character from a movie I'd seen. I didn't really know much about the day-to-day reality of the human realm back then, so I made a lot of mistakes. But now here I am, working as the company's top bridal advisor. It wasn't easy, I can say that much. Hi. Gee! Did you say something? Am I just reminiscing? Nope, not me. Chia's cry brought me back to my senses. I'd nearly forgotten I was right in the middle of a meeting with the president. It's just that, after hearing the word promotion, I couldn't help but think about how far I'd come. I had no idea Chia was here. I woke up so early I figured he'd still be fast asleep. So, you just need me to support these 5 candidates and help them get married? Precisely. All of the other top advisors in the city have already given up on them. I believe they've come to be known as the Parasite 5. Have you heard of them? I'm sorry, I don't really keep up with the latest rumors. Oh. No, no battery! Wait. Ah, tangled wires. Did I really use my Pro Controller that much? I guess. Good, that's actually better. I think I prefer you not to come in with any preconceived notions. At any rate, they say that these 5 stand a no chance of ever getting married. Everyone else has essentially given up on them. However, as they are now members of ours, I cannot do that. As you know, our reputation is based on our ability to get people married. You only joined the ranks of the top bridal advisors this year, so it may be a challenge, but since your motivation is seemingly boundless, it would be my honor to try. Oh, college try. To begin with, you should acquaint yourself with our profile sheets. Let's see here. Alright, we kind of took a good look at these before. At the president's urging, I began reading through the documents. There's a Gil Lovecraft in here. This is our old roommate. Gil Lovecraft? Assuming it's the same person, that's my former roommate. He was a year above me in college, and he moved out when he graduated. I haven't seen him in probably at least 2 years. Nah, that'd be too crazy of a coincidence. It must be someone else with the same name. I continued reading through the profiles. Rural Aconite? Ruki F. Kasain. This is the super colorful one that I can barely read. Alan Melville and... Huh? Hang on, there's a knock on my door. Alright, sorry for the awkward cut there. Huh? When I reached the last profile, I tilted my head in confusion. All the information had been neatly filled in by computer, but the name had been left blank. Mr. Snail, who is this? It doesn't have a name on it. That's... Well, you'll learn the details soon enough. All his contact information is there, so please proceed accordingly. Mr. Snail seemed surprisingly awkward when he said that. I wonder if it's a relative of his or something. Anyway, if I can get these 5 guys married, I'll get my promotion. Then I can shove that in Dad's face. Take that, Dad. Well, you think you can do it? Feels like he's staring straight through me, waiting for the right answer. Alright, we pick different option now, because we're wooing Shelby. I'll do it for the sake of our members. Totally selfless reason. They all do seem kind of stubborn in their own way, but it's not impossible, right? I'm the god of love. Matchmaking is my sworn duty. I'll do my best. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. Yay, hearts. To start off with, I think I'll get in touch with them to set up a meeting. You want to meet with them? Definitely. I like to talk to them face to face to find out what kind of people they might be compatible with. Their habits, their beliefs, how they grow up. It all affects the type of person that's best for them. I see. But we have the finest engineers who have already coded the world's premier matchmaking system. However, perhaps such diligence is the reason you were able to... Oh, wait. I think this is supposed to be Shelby's line, but it's pink. However, perhaps such diligence is the reason you were able to become our top advisor so quickly. His mouth is moving and everything. That's right. I may as well put my degree in romantic psychology to use, right? That's the whole reason I went to college, after all. I wanted to learn how to succeed at matchmaking using the power of human nature. That was my one and only goal. Well, I certainly hope you're able to guide these 5 into happy marriages. That's all for today. I'll be counting on you. I won't let you down. I'll get started right away. Of course. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to leave that name blank. Making such a request on its own would raise attention, so I slipped it in with the others. But maybe that just made it stand out even more. But using a fake name would have caused even more problems, I suppose. I suppose there's no harm in keeping it anonymous for now. Still, she wants to have an interview. I suppose I'll just have to bring in a representative. Still not letting me skip. I think this might be like an entirely new chapter constructed. Because when I saved like a second ago, when I like did that awkward cut, it was like, instead of Parasite 5, it's like Parasite 5, hell yeah! So I think this is like technically a new chapter. Even though the dialogue looks exactly the same. And that's how the challenge to my pursuit of a promotion began. The Cupid Corporation is now responsible for a group of famously problematic members known in the business as the Parasite 5. If I can help them all get married, I'll earn another promotion and rise even higher than top bridal advisor. Rule the world. Top bridal CEO. To reach the very top of Cupid Corporation, which is already at the very top of the industry. Now's my chance to prove Dad that humans can do wonderful things all on their own. Well, anyway, I'm supposed to have a meeting with the Parasite 5 today, but... I opened up the door when I was immediately greeted with a blast of mist. Hi, Ryuki. What the heck was that? I thought you could use a little moisturizing. Everyone should keep a bottle of hydrating mist on them at all times. Hydrating mist? What on earth are you talking about? What are you doing here? Uh-oh. I forget the rumble's on this. Hey, you're Alan Melville, right? You stole my girlfriend! I hate that word stole. It was more like sharing. And it was completely consensual. Trust me. Alright, this is like technically the beginning, right? This is like the very beginning of the Common Rat last time. I'm confused. Skip. All I know is that my skip button isn't working. Stealing? Borrowing? That tree kind of reminds me of Yggdrasil. Not the one from Norse mythology, of course. More like... More mist. Lynette, you may begin whenever you're ready. Of course! So everyone, thank you all for fitting us into your busy schedules to meet with us today. I am Miss Smear, and as of today, I'm your personal bridal advisor. My name is Owen Harriet, and I'll be acting as a representative. A representative? But you're already Mr. Sale's secretary, aren't you? I am indeed, but today I'll also be fulfilling the role of representative. A representative for dating? let's move on, shall we? Right. Well, I'm so glad we've got such a beautiful day to start everyone off on this new path, and, You're doing great, sweetie. Just keep going. So, prior to officially entering you into our referral system, we'd like to create... we need to give you a sort of nickname. I'm guessing this is Claris, because it's pink. That's right, it doesn't really matter what it is. We just need to have one. Well, Claris, it does matter a little bit. We want to get them off on a good start so we don't hurt their chances of success. If you keep stuttering and stalling, it'll be dark before we finish. If you're not willing to say it, I will. Internally, we've been referring to you as the Parasite 5. The fact is, if we don't all fix your distorted views on love, then you're all hopeless. Say it out as Claris. Claris, shh! That's way too direct. So that's how things went. It was clear from the start that it wasn't gonna be easy. I got misted immediately. One was talking about stealing, one was babbling about mythology, and the last one was the wrong guy. Both the almighty Zeus and the sun goddess Amaterasu are said to be hermaphrodites, which has led to theories that they're the same god. I think it must be fate. Fate? That's right. Wait, Gil, is that you? Huh? Whoa, Raoul! Long time no see, my friend. I'm so happy to see you again. So odd that these kids are friends. When did they meet? Whoa! Yeah, me too. Boy, how long has it been? Oh, do you two know each other? Well then, why don't we all go for drinks later? Do these buzzers even want to get married? Claris, quiet! I did my best to get Claris to bite her tongue, but she was looking at them all with disgust. Not only is she one of our bridal advisors, but she's also one of the system engineers who built the company's cutting-edge matchmaking algorithm. She's part of the meeting so that she can get direct reference data for the system from the infamous Parasite 5. Lynette, let's just go. This is a waste of time. Claris! Claris was forcing herself to smile, but I could tell just how mad she was. Even after telling them that they'd never get married, none of them seemed to notice. That had annoyed her for sure. These Parasite 5 must really be something if they can ignore someone as beautiful as Claris. Back when we were in college, Claris had modeling agents coming after her constantly. Anyway, I have to get these guys married if I want to earn that promotion. Hello, everyone. I'd like to conduct a one-on-one meeting with each of you. Could you follow me into the next room? Case number 1, Gil Lovecraft. Still not letting me skip. There are a lot of choices in this chapter, though, which will dictate what the main route is gonna be. Your name is Gil Lovecraft, correct? Nice to meet you. I'm Lynette. How's it going? Sure has been a while, huh? Oh, he cut in abruptly and immediately took my hand. That open smile of his was one thing I could never forget. He looked so different. I wasn't 100% sure before, but what's different? Like he cut his hair, maybe. Are you really the same Gil I used to know? Totally enamored. Gil Lovecraft, my old roommate. He really helped me out when I first got to the human realm and had no idea what I was doing. He was also going to Los York University, just like me. Him, and Claris hung out all the time back then. Wow, how crazy is this? I never expected to run into you again here of all places. Yeah, same here. You really changed a lot. Your fashion sense has improved for one thing. Gee, thanks. Nothing makes me happier than getting a compliment from you, you know. I see you still love to exaggerate, though. I really am happy, though. I thought about getting in touch so many times, but I could never quite pull the trigger. Okay, same choice as last time. We are still spurning... Yeah, we're still spurning Gil, so are you struggling with work or something? I wonder if he's having trouble with work. It can be hard to reach out until you feel like you're doing a little better. I see. Well, you're at a pretty crucial point in your life, I guess. But I think it's wonderful that you're working so hard to achieve your dreams. Well, yeah, that's part of it. But I just thought that I needed to change myself too. I would always make excuses to justify it. Then before I knew it, 2 years had gone by. But I can't believe how much more beautiful you've become. So, are you dating anyone right now? Dating? No, not at the moment. Oh, really? How about you, Gil? Are you... Oh, sorry, dumb question. That's why you're here after all. Anyway, let's start the official interview. Huh? Interview? He forgot where he was. Well, that is why you came to us, right? To find someone to marry. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess so. But I kind of forgot all about that once I saw you again. Then does that mean you'll be canceling your membership? The Clarice. Huh? Clarice? Hello, gal. Where'd you come from? I've been here the entire time. What? No, just kidding. I thought I'd drop in for a bit. After all, there's no reason I can't come by and say hi to my old roommate, right? Right. Well, okay. I wasn't sure it was him at first, but Clarice had obviously recognized it was the same Gil right away. Clarice is one of our best system engineers. I'll be working with her to find the perfect girl for you. Oh, what we use... words. We use what we call the Cupid system to collect data and calculate your ideal mate. I'm sure we'll find someone amazing in no time. You can do this, Gil. You can find your destined partner this time, I'm sure of it. Right. Come on, Gil, let's do this. Of course. Thank you. It's gonna be real weird doing his route. Like, he already loves you. The whole route's just gonna be him, like, trying to figure it, or Lynette trying to figure it out. Case number 2, name left blank. Good old Shelby. Alright, it's nice to see you again, Owen. Thank you. As I mentioned, I'll be acting as a representative today. Yes, of course. Shelby, you're even here for the interview. Mr. Stale, what are you doing here? Making sure my secretary is doing a good job. Okay, and what about this mystery member? He's quite busy, so he couldn't make it today. Even though he's technically here. Well, could you at least tell me his name? He wishes to remain anonymous. Monsieur Essay should suffice. Monsieur Essay. Go on, please continue the interview. He's like, what an embarrassing name I just coined up. Okay, well, if possible, I'd like to schedule a meeting with Monsieur Essay in person. I've been made to understand that he cannot participate in any meetings. What about going on dates with our female members? Is that possible? I'm afraid not. I'll be attending those in his absence as well. Owen, our surrogate husband. At some point, I'm gonna have to talk to him, even if it's just on the phone. It's been explained to me that I cannot answer any phone calls. What about email or text? I believe that would be fine. However, any replies would come from me as his representative. Listen, Owen. Have you even met this Monsieur Essay? I have. Great, then let me be direct. Is this person serious about wanting to get married? Well, He is our member, isn't he? Of course he is serious. I would hope so. And just to confirm, Mr. Sale, this monster essay wouldn't happen to be you, would it? I like how she has like a very good intuition here, but like when it comes to Gil just loving her, she's like, nah, it's Claire's. Everyone knows that I'm a devoted husband. Why would I need to use our matchmaking service? Ah, that's right. I do apologize for such a silly question. I suddenly remembered all the media spots that talked about how the president of the Cupid Corporation was a loving and dedicated husband. Then, why does this person refuse to meet with me? I really feel like he just doesn't exist. No, he does. He simply has a very special secret. We can't allow it to be exposed, and we have been forced to use this method. A special secret? And are you able to share that secret with me, at least? I'm sorry, I've been completely forbidden from discussing it. A special secret? I wonder if it's like a mafia boss or something, or someone that's especially elderly. Maybe he's someone who feels hopeless about his looks or his voice. Or a famous celebrity that doesn't want word of his marriage getting out. We already have a celebrity in this game. Can have another one. But our security is actually really good, and even big-name actors have used our services. Regardless, if he's really that serious about keeping it a secret, it's my job as his advisor to respect that. Fine, then let's just discuss his member profile, shall we? It says here that one of his hobbies is to be SS in all things. What does SS mean? It means to reach the very top rank, of course. Yes, that's what I've heard as well. It means earn an SS rank. In video games or in card grades. Okay, so his hobby is just to be the best, like no one ever was. So he values social standing more than anything else? That's correct. And it also says he wants someone who can accept my work and push me to do even better. So he wants someone to help keep that SS rank. That is how it was described to me, yes? In other words, all he wants for a marriage is to improve his social standing? This is like, Shelby's like, oh, this sounds terrible. Well, I do believe there are some specific additional circumstances surrounding his situation. In which case, I'm forced to ask again, what are these circumstances? I'm sorry, but I'm not at liberty to say. Of course not. I know I sound like a broken record, but does this person you represent actually want to get married? I let out an annoyed sigh and glared at Owen. Beads of sweat were forming on his brow, and he nodded his head slowly. Yes, he is quite serious about it. Or so I've been led to understand. Good, fine. Then I'll send him an email later. Since the person in question isn't here, there's nothing more for us to talk about. Thank you very much. There's no choices here. Thank you. Case number 3, Raoul Aconite. So you're Raoul Aconite. I'm very pleased to meet you. Thanks, I'm excited to get started. Whew, he sounds pretty normal so far. By the way, your necklace is really cute. It's based on the myth of Cupid's bow, right? Huh? Oh, yes it is. Although it's not based on Cupid's bow, it's the real thing. Hey, what do you think about the fact that this kind of bow and arrow motif has been getting really popular with women lately? I'm sorry? You know, Cupid is traditionally portrayed as a young boy. Now, I think there are 2 main reasons for this. First, there he goes, the obsessed parasite. Why don't we just begin the interview? To begin with, Are there any major issues you're unwilling to compromise on in your marriage? Marriage, huh? That's a tough question. I don't have plans to get married anytime soon, so nothing really comes to mind at the moment. Excuse me, did you say you're not planning to get married? I mean, it's not like I have to get married, do I? Well, no, it's your choice. It's not like I can force you, but if that's the case, why did you join our service? It's also feel like you're wasting the time of like the other female members that are trying to get married, but for research, you know. Research? What kind of research? For my next movie, of course. Roll pulled out a thick stack of paper and dropped it on the desk. What's this? The script for the next movie I'll be starring in. Script? Movie? Starring? I flipped to the first page and it read the title, Goddess Upon the Camel, Part 2. Goddess Upon the Camel? Isn't that... I'd watched that movie a whole bunch of times without Minerva. I vaguely remembered hearing on the news that they were making a second one. Goddess Upon the Camel is a romantic comedy where a cute girl struggles to balance work with her love life. It came back to me that everyone is excited about Roel Aconite being cast as the heroine's love interest. Wait, you're the Roel Aconite? The Sillywood actor? The star of Wild Spider and Hannibal? Oh, you just now realized? Sorry, I try to keep my mind blank so I don't come in with any preconceived notions about a member before I meet them. I see. You're like me when I read a script for the first time. But it's pretty bad I didn't realize it was him, even after seeing the name. Sillywood's Roel Aconite is a total heartthrob, loved by girls all over the world. I should have made the connection immediately. Besides, we've had quite a few Sillywood actors use our service in the past. But I never expected a Sillywood star to be part of the Parasite 5. Looking at him now, though, it's obviously the same Roel Aconite that we're all familiar with. Oh well, all that matters at this point is that he is my member. Being a famous actor isn't important right now. Okay, well, I'd like to talk about the comment you made earlier, about this being research for your movie. Is that the only reason you came to us? Roel hit me with a gentle, innocent smile. That's right. My agent signed me up. He said my acting when it comes to romance is garbage, so I should go learn something about love. I've heard that this place has top-notch security and respect for privacy, so all kinds of Sillywood actresses and rich folks have used it. My agent said this would be the perfect way to prepare for Goddess Upon the Camel Part 2. So it really is just for research. Then that means he really probably shouldn't get married, huh? I'll have to bring this up with his agent along with the president. I cleared my throat and flashed the most professional smile I could manage. I think I understand. So your goal is to learn about love. If you don't mind my asking, do you have much experience with relationships? I'd say I do, but not sure everyone would agree. The director told me it seemed like my heart wasn't really in it. I have to imagine it's probably bad for your co-star in a romance to know nothing about love. He was always in action movies before. He earned a reputation for doing amazing stunts, and he's never really had to do any romantic work before. Although I feel like there have been a few bedroom scenes, as it were. He must have thought he could just force his way through it without really understanding love. I think I get it. Could you describe what you look for in a partner? Sorry, I need to get going. Wait, what? Huh? I'm off to the Mythological Society. It's focused on Greek, Roman, and Norse myths. Today we're going over some texts about the 12 Olympians. When you say 12 Olympians, are you talking about, like, Mars, Minerva, Diana? Those Olympians? What a coinky-dink, I know them. Wait, you know about them? You could say that. Obviously, I couldn't tell him I had a huge argument with one of those 12 gods not that long ago. I gave him a non-committal smile as he got even more excited and grabbed me by the shoulders. So you call them by their Roman names, huh? We always refer to them by their Greek names, so this is a fun change of pace. I often refer to them as their Greek names as well. It's just like what I read, how I read like their stories when I was a kid. There was a lot of, I did read a lot of like Greek mythology, even though like it wasn't really taught in school. But just because like my grandma was Greek, I feel like my parents kind of like push those stories more on me, or like they're just like, here's a book about Greek myths, safe for children edition. Because if you actually read like what happens, is probably not safe for kids. Like everyone, so much incest. Like everyone's just related to everybody. So confusing seeing like a genealogy chart of Greek gods. Just like, wait, these guys are siblings, but they get together and then they make these gods. So just like, huh? That's a good point. The Greeks and Romans had different names for the same god, so it can get a bit confusing. For example, Jupiter is his Roman name, but he's known as Zeus in Greek mythology. And I'm used to being called Cupid, but in Greek they refer to me as Eros. Guess that's why Mom used to call me Eros sometimes. Didn't really bother me in Celestia, but it's actually kind of embarrassing down here. I'll try to use the Roman names from now on, okay? I'm sorry if I got anything wrong. No, it's fine. We can use whatever names you want. Like how suddenly he just doesn't have to go now. So, tell me more. What are your thoughts on Minerva? Well, she's really smart. She knows all about fashion and the latest trends. She's really incredible. What about Mars? It's like talking to them as if they're real people, not just like mythological beings. He's a stubborn old man past his prime who's obsessed with past glory. What an interesting interpretation. What about Cupid? This company is named after him, right? As he asked, he had a big goofy grin on his face. Oh, okay. New choice here. This choice did not pop up in our first playthrough. We still have to pick the wrong answer because we're not going after rule. I read something on Wackipedia. So wacky. Let's see. I read that when he's not making people fall in love, the young boy loves playing pranks on people. I just repeated the generic info you get when you search for Cupid online. When he heard that, I could see him losing interest in real time. Wrong answer. Oh, I see. I mean, I guess that's all true, but I was hoping to hear your own interpretation of the myth. Of course, it's also important to know that what information is already out there. I was trying to avoid letting anything slip, but I guess if he just thinks it's my interpretation, then it should be okay. Hey, what do you think of this? He suddenly pulled out some kind of book. Is this the Sander icon? So you're familiar with it? You really are amazing. Listen, you should come with me to the Mythological Society today. Huh. Well, scholars think this was written during the reign of Nero. We're gonna talk about how mythology was viewed in his time. I'd love for you to join us. I'm afraid I'll have to pass. I still have a lot of work left to do today. He kept getting more and more excited, and I did my best to calm him down. Gave him back the book and his script, but he was crestfallen. Well, that's too bad. But it's okay. We'll be seeing each other a lot more from our research, right? I can't wait to hear your interpretation of the rest of the 12 Olympians next time. See you then. Bye. Rel gave me an energetic wave and left the room. And just like that, he's gone. For now, I should probably get in touch with his agent. I'll also have to talk to Mr. Snail and let him know Rule has no intention of getting married. Case 4, Ryuki F. Kasain. It's gonna be sad seeing him as our past love interest. Now we're just gonna spurn him. Still not letting me skip through dialogue, even though I've seen this before. I'm guessing the game is just acting like this is an entirely new chapter with entirely new dialogue boxes, just because of the few new choices. You must be Ryuki F. Kasain. It's very nice to meet you. DA536E. What was that? He glanced at me quickly, then looked away. It's like he had nothing to say to me. Well, I've dealt with my fair share of uncooperative members before. But as the god of love, it's my duty to help them get married. Still, what the heck was that DA536E thing? I didn't know what to make of it, but I didn't have time to figure it out, so I just jotted it down on one corner of his profile sheet. I put on my most professional smile and made clear eye contact. Mr. Kesain, may I ask what your ideal marriage looks like? Do you have a clear vision on what you're looking for? For example, actions or habits that you absolutely can't stand, or... Again with that mist? You're clearly dehydrated. Dehydration is a mortal enemy of beauty. What? What the heck is this mist? My skin. It's absorbing it so easily. I feel so much more supple. I should tell you this. This is the absolute bare, can't speak words, absolute bare minimum. Oh. I see. So that's what he can't stand. So what you're saying is you can't stand women who don't take care of their looks? It's less that I can't stand it, more like it's the bare minimum for me to recognize you as a human. I see. Remember when he was like this, and then suddenly we warmed up to him somehow in the last route? I looked up from his face to the sheet in front of me. His profile sheet was unique, to say the least. In the cooking section, he wrote, "I only eat things that give my skin a healthy glow." Talking about his days off, he said he likes shopping for humidifiers and other beauty products. Under skills and hobbies, he wrote, "Erasing any unsightly individuals from my memory." And his ultimate partner is someone whose face can score perfect marks. Good grief. Sounds like quite the pain in the butt, if I'm being honest. I'm starting to wonder if I'll be able to help him at all. No, it's this kind of situation that might actually prove Dad right. I shook my head to clear out such negative thoughts. Even in cases like this, I have to believe that matchmaking is possible even without Cupid's bow. So, have you ever been in a relationship before? Under the section describing your ideal partner, you wrote, "Someone whose face can score perfect marks." That would be Lynette's mom. Surprisingly. Good thing you didn't meet Lynette's mom, like, before this. Although she would probably, like, just reject him, though, because Lynette's mom already has a man. I'd, really appreciate it if you could explain exactly what you mean by that. I patiently tried prying more information from him, but Ryuki just sighed slowly. Finally, he turned to look straight at me for once. Listen, this is a commonly understood measure of value within the Kesain family. Just like with grades in school, there are also grades for faces. Grades for faces? If you can use grades to quantify your knowledge, surely you can do the same thing with beauty. A grade of 70 or higher is S rank. That's the minimum level of face I could possibly consider for a potential mate. 65 to 70 is A rank. I might consider listening to what they have to say, but it's the bare minimum to even consider friendship. 60 to 65 is B rank. I can vaguely sense their presence, but they'll never be more than a casual acquaintance. 55 to 60 is C rank. I'll interact with them for work if I have to, but nothing more than that. That's where you are right now. Huh? Anything less than 55 is D rank. They do not exist in the same world as me. Even if I glimpse them, I certainly can't recognize them. Huh. So in my case, you wouldn't interact with me unless it was related to work somehow. How dare she call Lynette Uggo? She's cute. Correct. Couldn't help but feel a little relieved that this is all part of my job. So then, is there any way for someone to raise their rank? You must learn all beauty knowledge and techniques and put them into practice. Just like school. Are you really this dumb? Keep yourself moisturized and upgrade your clothes and makeup, and any human can get a 60. Of course, most people never actually do. So, if someone can't reach that bare minimum, then you won't even consider them human. His words aren't exactly kind, but I'm glad he at least bothered to explain himself. That's better than him sitting in silence. Since he's here, he must want to get married. It's my job to help make that a reality. I glanced down at his profile to find something else to discuss when I noticed that he listed under occupation fashion designer. Putting that together with his name, a light bulb suddenly went on over my head. Ryuki? Wait, there was an article in the latest issue of Wedding Monthly talking about the best tuxedos from a brand called Kesain. Is that you? Wait, I thought he didn't do tuxedos. Confused? That's actually my grandmother's brand. I had no involvement in those designs. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it connected sooner. It's fine. I've never discussed our connection publicly. I actually have my own brand called Ryuki. Interesting. Besides, I'm focused solely on men's fashion. I wouldn't expect you to know much about that. Ah, so it's a line of men's clothing. I wrote down the name of his brand to make sure I didn't forget. I glanced up to find his cold gaze staring back at me. It sent shivers down my spine. So moving on. More mist? The airflow in here is pretty awful. I can feel my skin drying out as we speak. I think it's about time for me to go. Bye. Touch my face, which is now dripping wet. Alright. Different choice. I better fix my makeup. I have to admit, my skin does feel softer, but I'm sure my foundation is ruined. I better make a trip to the bathroom. Case 5, Alan Melville. Last dude. Which I guess we could actually date now? They recommend him for last, but I think it's actually said that we can actually do his route if we played at least one playthrough. Same as rule. You must be Alan Melville. I'm very happy to meet you. So, Mr. Melville, I understand you work for a high-end pillow store. That's right. If you notice your shoulders tighten whenever you wake up, find me at Pillow Luxuria on 9th Avenue. I'll find your perfect pillow. Thank you for the offer. Now then, what exactly are you looking to get out of marriage, Mr. Melville? Please, our darling, just call me Alan. You're much too cute to be so formal. I'm afraid I must decline, Mr. Melville. It's how I speak to all my members. How unfortunate. Alan smiled at me. I couldn't bring myself to return the gesture. I'm sorry, but as a bridal advisor, it's a matter of propriety. Also, I have to ask, why did you call me our darling? Oh, that's just much more efficient than learning all different kinds of names. It means just what it sounds like. Our adorable cutie pie. That's even worse than I could have imagined. And that still doesn't explain why he said our instead of my. It's the royal I. All my other advisors love my little nicknames, you know. Our darling, our sweetie, our little teddy bear. Mr. Melville, have you hit on every advisors you've had like this? I told you already. Call me Alan. Fine then, Alan. I'll assume the answer to my question is yes. No, of course not. Only sometimes. I'm not really interested unless she already belongs to someone else. Excuse me? If you're already in love, you might just be the girl for me. I assume you've got a boyfriend. As a matter of fact, I don't. But don't you think that's kind of a strange requirement? I recalled on the phone call from before, something about stealing and borrowing. So when you say you're not interested unless she belongs to someone else, what you mean is you enjoy stealing other people's girlfriends? Sorry, that's just the way I'm built. But to be honest, I really don't like referring to it as stealing. There are ride shares, shared workspaces, shared houses. People share everything these days. Why not share partners? Share? Share partners, yes. I'm not interested in stealing. I'm interested in sharing. But nobody's interested in that. So it ends up looking like I'm trying to steal something. If what you were suggesting became a commonplace, the whole world would fall into chaos. As far as I'm concerned, it only makes sense. Look, you've had roommates, right? Well, I did live in a share house at one point. But wait, did I tell you that? Maybe. Who can say? What's going on here? He knows. I feel like he knows a little bit too much about us. Now that I know what he is, makes you a little bit more suspicious of him. Anyway, I'll be honest. I find you very attractive. So try dating one of the other 4 guys. They're a handsome group, right? Go on, give it a go. What an incredibly gross suggestion. Oh, okay, new choice. Okay, so I'm guessing option 1 is the not right answer. So we're spurning Alan, so imagine the faces of our other members. Can't deny that the other guys are generally handsome, but I can't look at my members that way. This is not acceptable. I slammed my hands down on the desk. I'm suddenly furious at his shameless audacity. Perfectly obvious why you haven't gotten married yet, Alan. I can't help it if I fall for a woman who's already in love. What do you want me to say? That's morally and ethically completely off limits. But if someone falls for me first, I just can't find them attractive, you know? It's gonna be interesting dating him. So you simply can't see someone as a potential mate unless they've already belonged to someone else? I guess you could say that, in so many words. If you weren't already aware, you should realize that polygamy is against the law. Not as long as I don't get married, right? Why are you even here in the first place? Because I'm interested in marriage. If we're gonna make any progress, we're gonna have to adjust your fundamental perspective on things. I'm touched by your interest in me. I see now why all his other advisors gave up on him. Changing this guy's basic outlook on life isn't gonna be an easy task. He says he's interested in marriage, but all he really wants is other people's lovers. I have no idea how to find him a partner. What if I introduced him to someone looking to commit marriage-based fraud? No, we must address his fetish or his marriage will crumble. To be honest, I'd it'd be a heck of a lot easier to just shoot him with one of my arrows. That's a thought. But that would be admitting defeat to my dad. Even so, I have no idea if I'll actually be able to change my members' values. Still, I have no choice but to do it. I need to get promoted and prove my dad wrong. When I returned to my senses, I realized Alan was holding my hand. I immediately slapped it away. It's like the funny thought of her just like lost in thought while he was just trying to like make a move on her. She's like, no. Slapping him away like a bug. Now then. Oh. Okay, I thought I was able to skip. With all the interviews finished, I returned to my desk and stared at the 5 profile sheets. Where do I even begin? To be honest, this was the first time I'd ever had to deal with members that seemed so utterly helpless from the start. Up until now, I always found a solution. Some were more difficult than others, but they all had an honest desire to get married. And I mean, you would if you were like paying for it, right? They're all paying for this. But this time around, seems like Gil is the only one that actually wants to find a wife. But even in his case, I showed him a bunch of member data earlier, but every time he said, she's not my type, and turned them down. G? G stared at me, unsure what to do. I picked him up, put him on my lap, and started to pet him. G is a divine beast, so nobody else can see him. When I want to pet him, I have to do it in secret. Wonder what Gil's type even is. I always got the sense that he had a thing for Claris back when we were in school. In which case, why don't I try matching the two of them together? Everyone else is just a little too complicated at the moment. Looking back through my interview notes, I was reminded that I'd written down something Ryuki said. DA536E. What could this possibly mean? I did a quick search for the term. Click, click, click. The word camellia popped up. Looked like some kind of dark pink color. That's not bad. Why would he mention a color? Oh, that's a cute color. Lucky you. Huh? What do you mean? Claris had called out suddenly and I looked up at her. Ryuki picked that out for you, right? People say you can sense a person's color. Person's color? Is that like some kind of synesthesia? Words. People with synesthesia can often taste words or see sounds. It's similar to my ability to sense compatibility between two people, so I spent some time learning about the subject. Yeah, that's the word. When he meets someone beautiful, he sees an equally beautiful color. Even though in his eyes, she's like D rank. Of course he thinks you're ugly. Of course if he thinks you're ugly, your color will be ugly too. He said I was a 514766. It's a kind of dark muddy color. Pretty rude, right? Oh, that's right. You were his previous advisor, right? Yeah. But he never showed up to our appointment, so we barely ever talked. So that's Ryuki's previous advisor. Don't remember what voice I gave her last time, so. Our desks are pretty far away from each other, so I haven't spoken with her much. From speaking to professional models about their photo shoots, he can be harsh. So he's pretty hard to deal with. I had no luck. You should try to get out of this while you can. Roll's last advisor is worried about you too. Huh? I glanced around and suddenly noticed that everyone on my floor was staring at me. That's her! Mr. Stale is making her deal with the entire Parasite 5. Poor thing, no one should have to deal with all of them at once! Yeah, no way I could handle that. I'd quit right on the spot. Boy, they must feel pretty strongly about it. But it was obvious right away that these 5 are trouble. Don't be fooled by his good looks. That glamour parasite will tear you to shreds without a second thought. He did have a pretty sharp tongue, that's true. But glamour parasite? I never heard the phrase before. Clarice just gave out a tiny giggle. You didn't know they all had nicknames? Wow, you really don't pay any attention to rumors, do you? But you know, they all have issues, right? They're like little parasites that feed off those specific issues, hence the name. Gil is a lovelorn parasite who can never get over his lost love. Mr. Anonymous is a prestige parasite. He only cares about his SS rank. Roll is the obsessed parasite. He gets lost in his own world. Ryuki is a glamour parasite, naturally. And finally we have Ellen, the thieving parasite. I see. So when you put them all together, you get the Parasite 5. Be careful, okay? Ellen's last supervisor quit because of him. Really? Were they, like, dating or something? No idea. I was too nervous to ask. But I heard her mumbling his name as she walked out of the door for good. Wow, that's kind of scary. Yell's advisor had some trouble too, if I recall. That's right. Every time I tried to introduce him to someone, he'd have a new excuse to why they weren't right for him. Doesn't that just mean he's picky? No, he's obsessed with some unforgettable woman from his past for sure. It must have been quite the awful breakup, hence he's the lovelorn parasite. An unforgettable woman. Could it have been Clarice? No, Lynette, no. Roll gets way into talking about mythology, and conversations with them can get out of hand. Buy some antacids now, you're gonna need them. Well, I appreciate your concern, everyone. I tried to laugh it off, but they were all looking at me with pity in their eyes. To them, it looks like this nigh impossible mission forced on me. But honestly, I really don't mind. This is my chance to earn my next promotion. Why did Mr. Snail have to go and poke the hornet's nest anyway? He should have just cut the Parasite 5 loose for good. I couldn't agree more. There's time to deal with them. I'd rather spend that time helping members who actually have some hope. I'm just giving all the bridal advisors the same voice. We make our money on membership fees, right? Better to marry 10 than waste valuable time on those 5. Better reviews, bigger bonuses. It's a smart way to do it if you're just trying to make money. Huh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most times all you have to do is feed them into the Cupid system, introduce the matches, and the job's done. The bottom line is, the most cost-effective thing we could do is give up on those 5 troublemakers completely. Why is everyone talking like this? Aren't we all supposed to be our little versions of Cupid? Some people are just trying to eat, okay? Okay, Lynette. The job of a bridal advisor is to bring people together. We can't just abandon them, not even the problematic ones. If someone truly wants to get married, it's our duty to help them. I can't deny that their approach would raise the overall number of marriages. It's a fact that marriage rates in the human realm are up thanks to the Cupid Corporation, so their methodology isn't totally wrong. But I'm the real deal Cupid, in the flesh. I have to be completely sincere in my desire to help people fall in love. After all, I've been bringing humans together since the days of Leonardo da Vinci himself. I swear I'm gonna get every last one of them married. Making that solemn promise to myself, I began reviewing all their documents one more time. I did an hour of dialogue. Woo! That sure was a surprise. I never thought I'd see her again, and certainly not there of all places. It's been 2 years since she failed to notice my feelings for her. 2 years since I was rejected. It's all flooding back to me. I know I have to face forward in the future, but not a single day's gone by that I haven't thought about you, Lynette. I believe that covers everything she's included in her report as of this moment. Excellent. Good work. Thank you. Then if you'll excuse me. Ugh. That certainly was quite the report. So So she requested a full investigation to discover if Monsieur Essay really does exist. Which means she doesn't know it's me yet. She kinda thinks it, but you've denied it, so she just has to take your word for it. Owen knows what he has to do, so I'll keep him on as my representative for now. I simply can't afford to destroy the image of the president of Cupid Corp being a devoted husband. If it were up to me, I'd clear up this misunderstanding immediately, but our ad agency would never go for it. I hate being so dishonest, but all we have to do is mention the potential damage to our stock price. There's nothing I can say to that. Besides, the agency's manager was a year above me in college. I owe him a lot. But eventually, my lie will be found out, unless I can hurry up and get married, and turn the lie into truth. Marriage. That's really something I need in my life. My whole life, all I cared about is reaching SS rank. I detest wasted efforts, and feelings of love are nothing if illogical. Cupid's bow. I need to finish things up here before Jupiter discovers me. But I can't believe how easy it was to make contact with her. And I had no idea that merely feeding was considered stealing love down here. Anyway, I need to make sure I keep my true identity hidden, or they might try and drive me out. But there's only one way for an incubus like me to feed. To bed women in their dreams. Interesting secret that Alan has. We won't really get to learn more about it, though, until his route, probably. Alright, next chapter, live match test. Is it gonna let me skip now? Skip. Skip. That should be it. Okay, thank God. I guess it's just that chapter? Oh, wait. This is a new choice. I guess I should save here. In case I need to get the bad ending. For Shelby route later on. Love match test. Okay. Well, we obviously want to try the test because we need to get a love match result to even do the route. Try the test. Can I skip this? Alright. Skip. We are going to pick choices that'll get us Pragma, which we did do for Ryuki's route to get a Ryuki route bad ending, but now it's to get a Shelby route good ending. If you catch him looking at another woman, do you instantly get jealous? Like, no. Right, no. And then 5 gets like, yes. When selecting a partner, economic factor is important. Yes. And then, no. I think everything else is no until the last option. No. When selecting a partner, do you think personal history influences the decision? Influences your decision? Yes. Let's extend. I always forget what button it is. Alright, Pragma. You don't want to check the other love types. Wait, wait, what's this? I checked out the PC screen once more. Oh, I guess we could check the other types. It says to stop checking in the guide. I don't know if that means I'm like it's bad if I check, but maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll check out the other types. Let's just remain ignorant. Stop checking. Okay. Whew, letting me skip now. So hello, Chi. Little Chi. He's so cute. I was also really mysterious, like, what she is. But I think he has to be somehow involved with Zeus, I think. Just because of his lightning powers. Like, we did see him, like, conjure up a thunderstorm in Ryuki's route, so, like, I think he's somehow associated with Zeus, or I guess Jupiter in this case, because, right? they're all Roman names. And plus, his look does kind of look, I don't know, like if you hear all the myths about Zeus, they mention like an ox, and he has like little ox horns. And I think wasn't there one where he turned some lady into a swan, so maybe that's where his wings came from. And I think he like turned someone into a cloud. I'm not sure. I kind of forgot, but he kind of looks like a mashup of all those things. So I think they're kind of like trying to infer, like just kind of mushing all those mythological legends into this creature. No pain, no gain. I think I might have to probably skip all these chapters. And then just seeing how fast this goes. I think there's like one choice that's like coming up that's in favor of Shelby. And then we could probably just skip ahead to the date. Hi, Owen and oh, Melanie. Here's our perfect disguise. All right. Well, this choice is different because we're going after Shelby. I'm just glad I could help. We're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. It was nothing. I'm just glad I could help. Don't be so modest. I couldn't have described the relationship you build with our members or our day-to-day affairs. That was all you. Listening to him talking, Mr. Snell showed a level of happiness that I'd rarely seen from him. The thought that I really did help somehow made me happy too. Oh, but I did have one question. Why are you dressed like that? It doesn't seem like your usual style. It's just like glasses, right? Mr. Duff made me wear it. I guess I'll have to give it back to him later. He made you wear it. But why? I have no idea. Maybe he thought I should be dressed more professionally? Since it was a business lunch at all. Well, in any case, it suits you. Oh, you think so? Yes, it's quite nice, actually. Oh, are you a glasses kind of guy? Or maybe, are we wearing a suit as well? Or a coat? He likes professional-looking women. He likes the suit. Oh, little hearts. Along with a rare compliment, the president revealed an equally rare smile. Thinking about it, I realized that was the first time I'd worn a jacket like that in front of him. This is just his preference, not sexy lingerie. Put on a suit and Shelby is like, oh my god. Interesting. In any case, sorry for all the trouble. He was a year above me in college and he's always been a little pushy. Okay, now I can skip. Hey, Catherine, totally not our mom. I think there's no other choices for a few moments, so I think I will probably just skip ahead to Shelby's date. That's like the only other new thing it looks like. I'm guessing, I'm hoping. Otherwise, this is gonna get really long. Okay. Yeah, we'll cut this out. Okay, is this new? the dialogue just suddenly stopped here, so we are like a few chapters in Parasite House Live. I barely managed to hold back a yawn as I headed for my room. When I looked out the window, what I saw there froze me in place. Aunt Minerva? Wait, what are you doing down here? Okay, this is random new thing. I decided to pay you a visit. What do you mean, pay me a visit? I glanced around to make sure we were alone. I quickly dragged out Minerva to my room and pushed her into the corner. What are you doing here? I'm confused. What on earth are you doing here? I saw you on TV and decided I should come see you. What? So you came all the way from Celestia? I mean, I'm happy you're here, but it's gonna be bad news if someone sees you. Oh, it's fine. I just love this place so much. Besides, they don't like me coming down here too often, so I won't be staying long. It's just so lovely here. This house of yours is absolutely gorgeous. Like something straight out of a movie. She poked her head out of my door, her face flushed with joy. She was staring at Rule in the living room. She like looking at all the handsome men that we're like living with. God, just look at that face. What a hunk. Wait, was that Minerva a fan of Rule or something? Thinking about it, I first learned about him by watching all those movies with her. She's a fan. She never really mentioned him before, but maybe she was actually a big fan. I have to admit, it's kind of cute seeing her like this, but if Rule spots her, it's definitely gonna cause trouble. I suddenly remembered how the statue that Rule brought had looked exactly like her. Yeah, Rule's probably gonna be a mega fan of Minerva too. Sorry, but we've got a kind of no trespassing rule here, so... Oh, really? That's no fun. Fine, fine. I'll just get out of your hair. But let me stay just one more minute. Is she really that in love with him? As I thought about how I'd never seen Aunt Minerva like this before, someone came up behind me. Lynette. Alan? Alan? Is everything okay? I pushed Aunt Minerva beneath the stairwell to get her out of sight, then turned to Alan, who was smiling at me suggestively. Can we talk for a second? Okay. Not sleepy time. What? Hey, Cupid, I'm going home now. You're interrupting something, Minerva. Minerva knocked on my door and called out to me, bringing me back to reality. Now was no time to be calmly analyzing my current situation. I didn't want anyone to see me in such a compromising position. Apparently, Alan hadn't heard anything, and he still seemed to be measuring the angle of my chin against the ceiling. Sure, he's measuring your chin. Hold on, I'll come see you off. No answer, huh? Did she fall asleep already? Okay, well, I'll just text you later. At least she didn't open the door before leaving. I'm so glad she didn't see me like this. Why do you suddenly look relieved? Gasp. You whispered that into my ear without warning. My heart skipped another beat. Turned my gaze back to him and noticed that he'd inched just a bit closer. Okay, that was an interesting little interjection by Minerva. I'm like, what? Why here? Snooze. She's finally asleep. Like, it stopped again. Watching her sleep right there in front of me, I couldn't help but sigh quietly to myself. I may only be interested in girls that are already taken, but falling asleep in front of any guy is still a little too careless. She's only been here 6 years. A human that age barely even has self-consciousness. She just doesn't know any better yet. As I stared at her innocent face, an emotion I hardly recognized arose within me. It was an emotion I had long since forgotten, one that should stay forgotten, one that I wasn't fit to experience. I didn't want to let it try to control me, so I reached out for the necklace around her neck, but... Oh. As soon as I touched it, a savage pain shot through my body. I quickly pulled my hand back, but a burning pain lingered upon my finger. It would appear I'm not allowed to touch divine artifacts. Regardless, there's something I have to do, for her sake. Okay, interesting. Learned a little bit more about Alan. But what does he have to do? Date week begins. Okay, now we can select Shelby. We should be able to select Shelby. Can I skip? Skip. How far do I have to skip before I can go out with Shelby? I forgot like when in the chapter it gave me the choice. Here, we might just like cut out a minute of this. Okay, that was literally just like literally a minute of skipping through the chapter. Alright, this time we're picking Shelby Snail. Even though we technically don't know who he is. or who Monster Essay is. Prestige Parasite. Let's go. Well, I think Monster Essay, I don't even know if he'll be making an appearance. I know, is it just gonna be a date with Owen instead? Alright, he's using a proxy still, yeah? It's the President's Secretary, Owen Harriet. The very same. Maybe Monster Essay is actually the President. Got it, nailed it. Right on the head, Clarice. I had the same thought initially, but when I confronted him, the president just denied it and insisted on his devotion. Of course. Well, I guess it's up to Owen then. You really care a lot about the Parasite 5, huh? Alright, skip. And we'll launch ourselves into the date chapter. Case 2, question mark. Wednesday, 8 a.m. Bright and early. Today is my practice date with Monsieur Essay. He said to be waiting for me by the subway entrance on 8th Avenue. I asked Owen to do everything he could to get Monsieur Essay himself to come, and yet... Hello there. Hello. Once again, it's Mr. Representative instead. Did I not make it clear that it was important for Monsieur Essay to show up in person? Hey, why are you taking pictures? Since he couldn't come himself, I have to write up a full report on our date. I don't mind rescheduling if it means he can actually show up. I'm terribly sorry. He made it clear that it would be impossible. I had to admit that Owen was taking his job quite seriously. He already sent those pictures he took off to his client. So I guess this is going to be a virtual date. I guess you can do those nowadays. I just received a response. His position is that he's looking forward to your date today. Fine, whatever. So did he actually come up with a plan for our date then? No, actually I took care of that myself. But I imagine what I might do if I were in his shoes, so there's nothing to worry about. In his shoes? This is gonna be like a train wreck. It's just gonna be him working. Oh, a pool? Wait, a pool? Owen had escorted me to the rooftop pool of a nearby hotel. Comfy sofas and poolside umbrellas are definitely popular with women, but he just guided me straight to the pool itself. Indeed, this is where he comes to exercise, so I thought it would be a good place to learn more about him. I see. It starts to get crowded after 10 o'clock, so he likes to come before then. It's our 8 o'clock meeting time. I was wondering why our date was so early. I guess that explains it. Gonna do some swimming? So, he comes here to swim every day? Well, not every day. Some days, like today, for example, he just can't make it, but he does try his best. Then, would it be possible to arrange a meeting with him on a day where he can come to the pool? I'm very sorry, but due to his secretive nature, he's unable to meet with people on a whim. Well, what's more important? Protecting his secrets or getting married? I'm relaying your question to him later. Monster Essay might be a little odd, but Owen is just way too uptight. I could tell his conversation was going nowhere. I have to admit his dedication to keeping his client secret, though. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? I was able to rent a swimsuit at the front desk, so I could technically go swimming, but that felt kind of plain for a date. I was thinking maybe we could have some drinks by the pool, or maybe a quick game of volleyball. I just stood there waiting to hear exactly what he planned, but Owen had a genuinely confused look on his face. This is such a weird date. Well, aren't you going to go swimming? We did come to the pool after all. You didn't tell her to bring a suit, you just took her here. Does Monster SA generally bring girls to the pool just so he can go off swimming by himself? What about a little poolside chat? That's true, like, a date wouldn't really be exercising together in silence. They'd be talking and getting to know each other. I'm sorry, but he only comes to the pool to exercise, not to slack off with women. Now then, if you don't mind. Huh? Wait. Before I could reply, Owen hit send on an email, changed into a swimsuit, and jumped into the pool right then and there. What? He swam to the other side and then began making his way back towards me. I tried to get his attention as he got closer, but he just turned right back around for another lap. Thought maybe Owen was in over his head, but it turns out he might just be another weirdo. But that's nothing compared to Monster SA. Forcing him to represent him like this. Yeah, what should I do? I realized that just standing around wasn't going to get Owen out of that pool. So instead I decided I might as well go for a swim myself. I already paid for the swimsuit, so it'd be a waste not to put it to use. We're just gonna go swimming? What about getting to know Shelby better? Ah, it's so cold. I should probably enter slowly so my body can get used to it. I like to just cannonball in. Like the creep in is like, it's always so slow and agonizing. I just like to get it over with. Just like cannonball, jump in, and then just warm up after that. So I probably shouldn't do that as I get older. I'll probably get like a cramp. I stood by the edge of the pool and cautiously dipped one toe in. Looking around, I saw that people in the area clearly took their morning exercise very seriously. Now that I think about it, I'm not even sure if I can actually swim a full 25 meters. Out of shape. I'd only ever been to a pool a few times before, mainly when my friends back in college would invite me along. I used to go swimming a lot, but I mean, it was leisurely swimming. I just did it for a long time. I did a lot of like low intensity, long time exercise. Like not really breaking a terrible sweat, or like probably not a good thing, like because you probably should have like raised my heart rate a little bit more. Gotta exercise your heart, but yeah, I just like the easygoing mode. And even then, I never actually went in. I just took a few pictures to put on social media. One time, Clarice mentioned how much she was into Olympic swimmers, so we spent the entire night watching a competition. That kind of thing doesn't actually exist in Celestia, so I had no idea if I'd be able to swim like a normal human. I noticed someone in one of the lanes moving through the water with perfect form, just like a professional you'd see on TV. Wow, whoever that is, they're really good. Compared to him, the others looked like they were just splashing at random. He moved as if he had fins and a tail. When he reached one end of the pool, he gave it a graceful tap before turning and making his way back. If Clarice had been there, she probably would have started freaking out. Even as a complete novice, I was enthralled. Instead of sitting there by the edge of the pool, I felt like I was sitting at home in my living room watching a race on TV. He reached the other side in a matter of seconds. Apparently finished, he pulled himself out of the rippling water. Felt like the kind of thing you'd see in a pro swimmer's highlight reel. I could feel myself getting carried away. Oh, look who it is. Wait, what? Is that the president? Oh, jeez. Look at that body. This is like what I never... It's like I've been reading a lot of like manga about like some girl or man dating a really buff, hot CEO. Like, how do they have like time to even exercise and get like a body of like a stallion? Like they work 26 hours a day and yet still somehow look like Superman. I guess Shelby tries to cram in exercise whenever he can. I recognized him the instant he took off his cap and goggles. I was so surprised. I fell straight into the pool. The freezing water swallowed me up, but the fleeting drowning sensation was the furthest thing from my mind. Meanwhile, Lynette's just dying. But she's like, what? The president? I just couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Snail, cutting through the water like a true Olympian. What is he doing here? I glanced at him, hoping he wouldn't notice me. He ran a hand through his hair and wiped his face dry. Everyone else sitting around the pool couldn't stop themselves from staring at a handsome image. He didn't seem to notice the attention, though. He looked at his watch and seemed satisfied. I guess he'd been timing himself. I guess he has a waterproof watch. Very nice. This is kind of what I would want going swimming. They probably exist. Like maybe waterproof, like earbuds or something. I'd love to listen to music in the pool, but you know, electronics plus water just never seemed like a good idea. Oh, look at this here and kind of in a swimsuit. Could Monsieur Essay actually be Mr. Snail? No. What a coinky dink. He likes swimming too. He'd already denied it more than once, and I'd combed through an old magazine to find all the times he'd mentioned his wife. So it's not him, right? I mean, it can't be. But if not, it's a pretty big coincidence, isn't it? I'll have to bring it up with Owen one more time. You know, all the CEOs, all the top guys, all go to the same pool, you know? Monsieur Essay comes here all the time, and now I see Mr. Snail. Owen is the president's secretary. Anyone would be suspicious. But the president has said over and over again that he's a devoted husband, and I'd rather not keep bringing it up. Maybe he has an identical twin? And that's the one who is secretly trying to find a wife. That's what I was thinking to myself. But I just couldn't stop my suspicions from growing. I lowered my head partway into the water and watched him head back to the changing room. "30 minutes later." There you go. When did you change back into a suit? So what did you think? Owen had swum at least a kilometer by this point. He looked exhausted. He seemed ready to collapse right there by the pool. Was he trying to like emulate the same exercise routine when he himself is just like out of shape? He changed back into his normal clothes. His pant legs are rolled up, probably to avoid getting them wet. Still in my swimsuit, I couldn't help feeling a little embarrassed. Are you okay? Sorry. I guess I got a little carried away in there in the pool. Even after getting out and changing, I'm still out of breath. Were you trying to swim as much as Monsieur Essay or something? Yes. As his representative, I thought I'd try recreating his usual routine. But it took me over twice as long. Did you really have to do that? I really don't see the point in trying to literally take the guy's place. Now then, for lunch, we'll be having this. Owen pulled a jelly drink from out of his bag. A jelly drink? On a date? You can probably guess, but this is what Monsieur Essay always has for lunch. Once again, this reminds me of a certain someone. So then, if you're ready for lunch... just a second, I need to take a picture. Owen put the drink down, snapped a photo, then handed it to me. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead and drink up. Okay. After watching me take a drink, Owen sent the photo off along with a quick write-up of our morning. Then he gasped as if he just remembered something and pointed his phone at me. Apologies, but I do need one more picture. Huh? What are you talking about? Unfortunately, I forgot to include this in my previous report, so I sent it along to my client just now. Sent what? That picture you took of me? Correct. Listen, Owen. A girl wearing a swimsuit isn't gonna love you taking your picture out of nowhere. Try to be more considerate, okay? Yes, of course. I'm very sorry. He apologized with a confused look on his face, then swallowed some of the jelly drink, then quickly stood up. I'm afraid I must excuse myself. Huh? You're leaving already? What a garbage date! My client always puts his work first, and I have a full workload today myself. But thank you very much for today. Didn't even escort her back. Huh? Hey, wait! I tried to stop him, but he just gave me a stiff bow and quickly left. I was left standing there in my swimsuit, half-finished jelly drink in my hand. Well, I guess... I guess he's really replicating what it's like to date a very serious businessman. Was that seriously his idea of a date? I stared at the jelly drink. I couldn't remember ever feeling so confused. I hadn't learned anything meaningful about Monsieur Essay. All I knew for sure was that every part of that date had been a letdown. Even Ryuki looked down on us, but he's still like showing us a wonderful time. Eventually, I made my way to the locker room, took a shower, changed into my work clothes, and headed to the office. The date ended sooner than I expected, but rather than just heading straight home, I decided to try and get some work done. Even though the date was so short, it was still really exhausting for some reason. I'm kind of starving now. Oh. I have the rest of the jelly drink, but it really doesn't sound appetizing right now. Maybe I'll stop by a cafe somewhere. I don't normally mind jelly drinks, but after such a demanding morning, I was in the mood for something a little more tasty. As I passed the office entrance to look for a cafe, I noticed a familiar face getting out of a nearby car. Hey, Mr. Snail. Ah, Mr. Snail, good morning! Ah, it's you. Headed to the office, I assume. Yeah. I just had a practice date with one of the Parasite 5, but we just swam a few laps and called it a day. Oh, speaking of which, I actually saw you at the pool. The one on the roof of that hotel on 8th Avenue? I'm afraid you must be mistaken. Huh? No, I'm sure it was you. And your hair is still wet right now. That's just your imagination. Anyway, have you had lunch yet? Huh? No, not yet. Excellent, let me treat you. I know how much trouble I've been causing you with the Parasite 5 and that silly article. Are you sure? Of course, we can go wherever you like. Well, in that case... Alright, well now we're actually going on a date with Mr. Snail. I suggested the Happy Forest Cafe, so we headed to lunch. This is the same place we came to last time, correct? Yeah, but I was so focused on the meeting, I couldn't really enjoy my food. I was hoping I could come back again sometime. I see. They use a lot of natural ingredients here. I assume you only had that jelly drink for breakfast, so I'm sure it'll be good for you. Mr. Snail is standing in the share house, and I remember he just grabbed a jelly drink before leaving for the day. I eat more than just jelly drinks. You know that, right? The only other thing I see you eat is protein bars. Balanced. I assure you I'm getting all the nutrition I need, if that's your concern. I've seen him taking supplements too, but that's about it. He doesn't eat for the pleasure. He just eats for fuel. That's it. Mr. Snail is so busy, he has no interest in good food. Since he was paying, I thought he should treat himself to something nice. I convinced him to try the lunch special, then I called the server over. As we waited, I prepared to give him an update on the Parasite 5. But when I looked over, I noticed he'd already pulled out his laptop and started working on something. I apologize for taking up your lunch break when you're obviously so busy. Oh, sorry, I just had a few important emails I needed to send out. I just sent the last one though, so I'm fine. He quickly closed his laptop, but within moments he got a notification on his phone and opened the laptop back up again. I really am sorry. This one is quite urgent. Being the president of a company really does keep him constantly busy. He has to reply even in the middle of his lunch. Cafe employee, thank you for waiting. I've got 2 Happy Forest lunches for you. Our food had finally arrived and Mr. Snail stuffed his laptop back into his bag. Well then, let's eat. Great, this looks delicious. Watching the president, he obviously had a refined approach to eating. He maintained perfect posture. Very impressive. For someone who never eats, he sure knows etiquette. So you mentioned you've been doing practice dates with the Parasite 5. How's that going? Well, there's one in particular I just can't seem to reach. Is that right? He must be a particularly troublesome member of society. Well, yes, well, to be honest, it's Monsieur Essay. Are you okay? Yes, I just got something stuck in my throat. Anyway, I believe he has a representative, yes? The way he was looking at me made me think he expected that to be some sort of acceptable excuse. Be honest with him or sugarcoat your complaints. We gotta be honest with him. Dude. Sure, but I haven't had direct contact with the man himself a single time. By phone, by email, I always have to go through Owen. I think I've been very patient in dealing with his representative, but I can't learn anything going on a date with a stand-in. Right. I suppose I see your point. Well, that was the correct answer. Hearts, he still looks like he has a headache. If he really does want to get married, he would make the effort to show up himself. But no matter how many times I ask for an explanation, he never has a good reason for why he can't come. Everything is a secret with him. We can't even meet for him to explain what's going on. How can I help if even his job is a mystery? Even if I could just find out what he did for a living, that would be enough to make a little headway. Oh, but this profile sheet, didn't he write that he runs a company? But if I don't know more, that doesn't help. He might have $10 in capital and no employees and still call that a company. Right. I guess without more details, it's not a great frame of reference. Capital, employees, yearly revenue, even just the company's reputation could all be used to attract potential partners. In other words, it all comes back to social status. But there are just too many question marks in his profile, so it's impossible to accurately match him with anyone. And all his contact goes through Owen, so even if there was a match, there wouldn't be any meaningful communication. He even sent his representative to our matchmaking party, so I have no reason to believe he'd show up to an actual date. I just can't see anything but trouble on the road ahead. I really am sorry for causing you so many problems. I finally looked up at him and saw just how tired the man seemed. I started to panic, thinking I'd probably taken things too far. No. I'm sorry for complaining so much. After all, this is my job, right? I do want to help as many people find love as I can. Did you finish your lunch? Why don't we have some coffee for dessert? Their drip coffee is really something special. I got the attention of our server and ordered a coffee for each of us. But a few minutes later... By the time the coffee arrived, the president had his laptop open and was once again replying to his emails. Rip. Well... He's nice. He's just very serious about work. Too serious. Whew. As Shelby's perspective, after leaving the restaurant, I returned to my private office. I gave out a long sigh. All I could think about was her long list of issues with Monsieur Essay. She really went off on him. But I just can't afford to let anyone discover my little secret. Even if one more person finds out, the chances of it becoming public knowledge rise exponentially. Yeah, you know, you know what I'm saying? You can keep a secret if one of them is dead. But I had no idea she spotted me swimming in the pool. I had my cap and goggles and did my best to keep my head beneath the water. I didn't expect anyone to notice me. It must have been when I got out at the pool and took my goggles off. I don't remember seeing her there though. I was so curious about the practice day I couldn't stop myself from observing in secret. Talk about self-sabotage. I heard about the date according to her, but I should probably take a look at Owen's report just in case. I checked for messages before I went swimming, but I was so busy that I hadn't followed up afterwards. I opened my email and searched for messages from Owen. I pulled up the latest one and started having a coughing fit. Owen had attached a picture of her in a swimsuit. Oh, this is how love begins. Why the heck did Owen send me this? If anyone found out I had this, it would be a disaster. A company president with a photo of an employee in a swimsuit. Absolute scandal. I slammed the delete button and closed my laptop. I sat there trying to calm myself down. I did ask him to include photos in his reports, but surely he knows what is and isn't appropriate, right? I don't know, Owen seems a little tense. I decided to have a little talk with him later and explain things in a little more detail. Maybe I should revise what kind of info I want him to send to me, and maybe I should update my profile sheet while I'm at it. But I had to make sure not to do anything that could expose me. I sat alone, lost in thought for some time. Alright, is this date over? If you could call it a date? Wedding disruption. Okay. So I think most of this... Yeah, most of this is we're just gonna skip. Yeah, I'll probably just skip everything. There's like... I think all the other choices are just like spurning the other guys. So unless the game decides to stop somewhere, in case Minerva's just like, hello. Yeah, let's skip to the end and probably get into the Shelby chapter. Alright. Oops. We made it to Shelby route, the start of a secret relationship. Okay, no, that was exhausting. Yeah, I didn't expect the common route to be so long, but yeah, I think that was the fault of the game at the beginning just wasn't skipping. There was some new stuff in the common route though, so I guess I'll keep most of it in. But yeah, be very interesting to see how Shelby's route is gonna be. We're like moving on from the youngest guy, and now we're moving on to the oldest guy in the route, although he's still pretty darn young. 32, CEO of a company, very successful for his age. But yeah, hopefully we'll actually get to date him. This instead of just Owen being the stand-in. How is that, like, how do you think that was gonna work? Like, Owen's gonna be the stand-in for the wedding and the honeymoon. Like, that's not how marriage works. This guy's, like, incredibly naive. Even though he's smart enough to, like, be at the top of a company, he's incredibly naive when it comes to, like, matters of love. Alrighty. I am exhausted. So let's save and take a little breaky break. I guess I'll just do this as one big episode, though. I mean, we've done it before. Remember Cafe Enchante with those 3-hour episodes? I had to, like, release some every other day. There's no way I could do that every day. Alright, so next we'll start of a secret relationship with Shelby. I guess there's gonna be some sort of shenanigans or... Yeah, we're just gonna somehow end up dating him. Not even gonna find him a different wife. We're gonna become the wife, probably. Alright, well, I hope you guys had a fun and relaxing time with this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.